For 80 years, the Dutch fought a brutal war of independence against the mighty Spanish Empire. Yes, 80 bloody years. That is almost as old as my grandma. They were outnumbered, outgunned, and outclassed. So the Dutch had to come up with something to defeat the Spanish, and to sum the solution up in one word: innovation. Under Prince Maurice of Orange, the Dutch revolutionized warfare. They introduced Roman discipline and perfected the volley fire tactic. Row after row of disciplined soldiers, firing, reloading, and crushing the Spanish tercios. This bloody war finally ended in 1648 with the Treaty of Westphalia. But the ultimate turning point happened years earlier at the Battle of Nieuport, where the Dutch proved their new tactics could actually crush the invincible Spanish army on the open battlefield. Out of a bloody rebellion, a new superpower was born. Now, how did they pay for all this? Enter the VOC. In 1602, the Dutch looked at the spice trade and thought, why compete with each other when we can team up and bully everyone else instead? So they created the world's first mega corporation. It was basically a business with its own private army, its own warships, and the legal right to start wars whenever they wanted. Imagine if McDonald's had a nuclear submarine. That was the VOC, and it made the Republic filthily, ridiculously rich. By the mid-1600s, Dutch wealth was unparalleled, ruling the eastern waves. But then, the British Royal Navy challenged the Republic. Why? Well, they were jealous. The British said something along the lines of, "Hey, I see you have a lot of trading, don't you? I don't like that. I want a lot of trading." So what happened? Well, war. War happened. And that was a big mistake, because they had to face Admiral Michiel de Ruyter. And how many times did he make the Royal Navy cry? Well, count them with me. Plymouth, the 4 Days Battle, Solebay, both battles of Schoneveld, and Texel. That is 6 times he absolutely shattered the Royal Navy. And to top it all off, in 1667, he executed one of the most daring naval raids in human history. He sailed his fleet straight up the River Medway, right into the heart of England. They burned the British fleet at anchor and dragged their flagship back to Amsterdam. It was the ultimate humiliation and the absolute peak of Dutch global power. De Ruyter became a god. Though his end was a bit less glorious. He died in battle after being hit in the leg by a French cannonball. A legendary life, ended by bad timing and a very accurate piece of French iron. But their pride preceded a massive fall. In 1672, the disaster year struck. France, England, and German bishops attacked simultaneously. The Republic was crippled by political infighting, leading to the brutal lynching of its own leaders. To survive, the Dutch literally flooded their own countryside, turning Holland into an island. They survived the onslaught, but the Golden Age was fractured. Constant land wars drained their treasury. While the Dutch focused on survival, Great Britain quietly stole their trade routes. They even stole their crown when the Dutch leader, William of Orange, invaded England and became the British king, effectively moving the center of global power from Amsterdam to London. By 1795, bankrupt and politically exhausted, the Republic fell to the revolutionary armies of France. So, to sum it up, they had a spectacular century of dominance that was quickly wiped from the map. The Dutch Republic proved that an underdog could rewrite the rules of global power. But it also proved that no empire, no matter how rich, lasts forever. If you want to see how we recreate this impossible empire in total war, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments, could the Dutch have saved their empire?